Welcome to the Only KADs Podcast, the chaotic corner of the internet where four KADs, Korean Adoptees, April, Claire, Jenna, and Nate, meet to discuss, rant, and laugh, leaving nothing off the table, while always keeping it real. Coming to you from up and down the eastern seaboard and around Asia, let's be honest, we met through the adoptee thing, but we stay for the hijinks, the friendships, and the late night group chat energy that we just can't keep to ourselves. No matter where you're listening from, you're part of the group. Each month, we'll be hanging out on our screens and in your ears. While no feet footage will be involved, expect equal parts unfiltered truth and unhinged banter with zero judgment and absolutely no paywall.
Yeah, we left the last episode with, we're going to talk about what the title Only KADs means. So I think we should start there.
Yeah, who's going to talk about that? Nate? April? Because I don't know.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, it kind of just started off in any great story as part of a group message. And I think it was just a discussion of like, how can we monetize our Koreanness? And people started joking about, you know, maybe posting feet pictures on a website, and then it turned into, well, like, let's make our own like website into like an Only KADs website, that we could maybe sell our own content on. And yeah, so it just kind of evolved from there. But thankfully, well, at the moment we don't have a website, not for those purposes anyways.
Well,
Not for those purposes.
not for those purposes,
Not for
although
those purposes.
someone did buy the domain.
Yes.
But
One
we
of our
don't.
friends has the domain.
Oh, I
I
didn't know
created
that.
the
It's
logo.
not
Yes.
operating for those purposes. So
Korean
please
Jesus.
do not have those
Fantastic.
expectations. Do not, yeah. But we have borrowed the idea for this podcast title, Only KADs. So, and that's what we are. We are Only KADs on this podcast. And so, and not that we will only talk about CAD related things, but it will be very close to our hearts for sure. So,
Talk about finding your tribe. I mean, I've always felt like there's something wrong with me because I resonate as a 12-year-old boy. My sense of humor, my immaturity level, all my jokes, like I raised my
Claire.
daughter and like the thing that she probably heard most from me was that's what she said. And like that's probably when I die, that's what she's gonna read. Oh, I'm gonna read a quote from Claire. That's what she
I
said.
hope so.
So that's why I love you all because I feel like you guys get me. You're my people, like really
Yeah.
my people, and I don't feel so weird and dysfunctional. Yeah, thank you.
Oh, well, we are all weird and we are all dysfunctional, but we embrace it.
Yeah.
We love it.
well, I mean, speaking of like 12-year-old mindset, my Halloween costume this year was a Saturday Night Live skit from a way back, and it is Dick in a box, and so then the best part is that like I didn't come up with it; it was my wife, and so then we have these two 15-year-old boys that are our children, and us trying to explain to them the skit. And the best thing I could do is literally just hand them my phone with the video and be like,
Yeah.
"Here, watch this." Because like,
It's
like,
funny.
how do
We
you
promise.
explain this to your 15-year-old son?
Right.
Yeah, Dick in
Did
a
they think
box.
it was funny or did they think it was
They
corny?
well, they definitely thought it was corny. My son was
Oh.
like, it's like, is anybody even gonna know what this is? And I'm like, yeah, because everybody at this party is gonna be my age. I'm like, this
Yeah.
Yeah, the old
this would be
people
the
will know.
equivalent. I told him, I was like, this is the equivalent of like you in your like 30s dressing up as like that skibbity toilet or whatever
Oh.
crap was happening. You know what I'm saying? And like the only people that's gonna get it are like people of your generation. He's like, all right, I understand a little bit now. So, but it was just like, yeah. So that was our Halloween costume this year. And again, that 12-year-old mindset of trying to like explain this to my 15-year-old son with like somewhat embarrassment, somewhat, guilt, somewhat pride and joy of then exposing him to this Saturday Night Live skit. So yeah,
Plus, you
Love
were
that.
giggling every 2 seconds, like trying to explain it.
I was just like, so you cut a hole in the box?
How does
Just
it
watch the
work?
video. Just watch the video.
Did you
Because the
sing the,
explanation is the
did
joke
you sing
itself.
the song?
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
you got to sing the
it
song,
was good
Nate.
times. I'm not
Hilarious.
singing it, not tonight.
Oh, you
It's
should.
0% alcohol, so
I feel like the people would enjoy it. Maybe we'll get him to do an music outro for us for the
Yeah,
episode.
yeah.
You
Who
might
else
have to do
dressed up?
copyright rights for that.
yeah, we might get in trouble for that.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Did anyone else dress up this year?
I was
April, I know you
Morticia.
did. Oh, that's right, Morticia.
Yes. Well, it wasn't a plan, but my daughter wanted to be Wednesday and then my son wanted to be a vampire. So I was like, and I gotta say, I would wear this dress just like if anyone was having a fancy party. It was
looked
great.
good on you.
I loved it. I was like, I'm out here, I'm single, I'm Morticia.
It was hot.
It was.
The most embarrassing part is my daughter had a play date yesterday with, like Koreans, And so I showed the mom my phone, like, oh, here are the kids' costumes. But then she kept like swiping and it was like 1,500 pictures of me as Morticia because I was like she was probably like, okay, this American woman is a little bit nuts. I'm like, sorry. I'm actually not that self-involved. I just really trying to get the right picture.
Sure, Jenna, sure.
Cross-cultural moments. What about you, Claire? Did you dress up?
No, not this year. Well, I was dog sitting, so I kind of had to stay close. So I was invited to a party in or is it Flushing, which is like really far from Brooklyn. It's not that far, but it was far enough where I was like, no, I'm not gonna go all the way there. But man, I'm bummed that I missed it. It looked like a fun time. So she dressed up like Sandy from Greece, which is like I was like, how did I never think of that before? I love Sandy. I love how she went from like little nice girl to like slutty Sandy. I feel like, I don't know, I just resonate with her character so much. But I also
Tell
didn't
me
like
about
how
it,
she was
stud.
like, well, she had to change who she was for this, for this guy to fit into society and everything. So I really resonated with her story. But at the
Mm.
end, she was back to her old self. So I was like, yes, yes,
Yeah.
I love
The
Sandy.
pendulum has to swing a little bit for us to come back to our true center.
Mhm.
That's another movie I'm sure your son has no idea what that is, Nate.
Oh yeah, Grease. No,
Grease.
yeah. I don't. It, I don't even think he knows who John Travolta is.
Oh God.
So yeah, I mean, he's 15. He doesn't care. Like none of those people are relevant to him in any way. Like when was John Travolta last in anything that would appeal to a 15-year-old child?
Yeah.
Good
And
point.
Olivia
Good point.
Newton-John.
Mm,
Oh,
yeah.
Olivia Newton-John. One of the original 3 named actresses. OG.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm just saying. Yeah.
yeah.
No clue. No clue.
April, what about you?
Well,
What did you dress up as?
I gave the people what they wanted. I dressed up as Bobby Hill.
Oh my God. Are you shitting me? You're serious.
I'm serious. Pretty much just so I could say the purse line in costume.
Oh my God.
But nobody at the party I went to knew who I was because I mean he's essentially just like dressed in normal clothes. The only identifying piece was that I there's an episode where he has like purple sweatpants and it says cutie on the butt. So I made sweatpants that look like that. So that was like pretty much it. And then I wrapped my hair so it looked like I was short
The
hair.
hair was good. The hair was real good. Can you do a little Bobby Hill accent now since Nate won't sing for us? I mean, we
What?
got to give the people what they want.
That's my purse. I don't know you. The thing about it is that I don't think that people say that I sound like Bobby Hill, but I don't think I do. And I'm not trying to. So that's the trick. It's like how in acting they say stupid people can't play stupid people because they don't know that they're stupid. Do you know what I'm saying?
Is that a saying?
It is. At least it was for one of my theater teachers in high school. Because there may have been a moment when, oh, bless her heart, she just struggled. But yeah, and I'm just gonna stop right there. Yeah, it's the that's my purse line that everybody wants to hear all the time. But evidently I'm not saying it from my chest hard enough, and they want me
Oh,
to scream it. And I'm like, I don't, which I guess you do have to scream it, but it just feels very awkward to
practice
scream.
makes perfect.
I don't want to scream at you guys, is the thing.
I feel like somebody would pay for you to scream at them like that.
If somebody paid me, I would scream at them.
Yeah. Bringing it full circle back to
Yeah.
OnlyFans content.
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, I have put myself on the market now to book some time with me to, like, on the weekends to talk. Don't get any funny ideas, people. This is on the level.
Just talking. It's just talking.
It's just talking.
How's that going? I want to hear some stories.
I just like went live with it this weekend, and I did get one booking to yesterday from a follower. She's super cool. Jenna gave me this brilliant idea to essentially ask people to help and support me get to Korea. Shout out to all you people. I actually have, it's like Lindley was the one with Delta Miles. Carolyn Thrasher's cousin donated cash, and Sonia was the one who booked with me yesterday. So thank you, ladies, very much for the support.
I love that. I love
So
that.
exciting. And we get to talk to her for free.
I think you posted somewhere. I don't know if I'm going to get in trouble for saying this, but you posted somewhere one of the comments from one of your fans. Like, do you get those weird comments all the time? Or is
Oh,
that just like the weirdest one you've ever had?
I don't know that that's even the weirdest one. I actually, after I sent that to the group, I went into my hidden messages. Um, and somebody, you know what? Kudos for being straight to the point. But it was just, I want to, your,
Oh,
Well, straight to the
very
point.
direct.
Yeah.
Very direct. Say what you want. Say what you need. Be
No
direct.
pussyfooting around that one. It was just straight
no,
to the point.
yeah.
Yeah.
The most
Very
creative one I've ever received was, it was a video of a reading of a children's style-ish book. But it was basically a whole story euphemism of eating pussy. And that was something.
creative.
I know those books. They are freaking hilarious.
I
They're
mean,
all over my feed. What the hell? There's so many of them too. There's so many.
there is something out there for everybody, it seems like. Also, fellas, if you're going to do that, just Venmo me, all right? I'll at least say hi back to you. And if you really want to get a bitch's attention, show me that you're self-sufficient. We were just talking about this in another group chat today. Show me that you can cook food, fold clothes.
Hmm.
There is no bigger turn on
Oh my
for
God,
Nina.
are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Listen,
Cook me some eggs, please. The bar isn't even that high. Cook me some
I
eggs.
I am this close because I'm not really interested in dating, but I am this close to making an advertisement saying I will trade a home cooked meal and a fresh load of laundry for somebody to come rake my leaves and do some blue jobs around the house.
There's actually a thing in China, I think, that there is like you can
Yes.
rent like a honeydew kind of person and
Oh
just
my God.
come into your home and pretty much just make him do whatever you want. And
Yes.
women are paying a lot of money for that. So I don't know, Nate, if you need like a part-time job, I'm just saying that there is a opportunity
Opportunity
I
found.
if you
do
don't want to
a
sell
lot
feet
of
pics.
dishes and a lot of laundry here, so it's nothing that I'm not already doing for sure.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
there was one night that Nate was folding laundry, and we were teasing him. We were, of course, objectifying him and just being like, "Yeah, you fold that laundry."
Obviously. All I hear from not all I hear, but sometimes I hear from our Korean adoptee male counterparts about how they grew up in America and it was very difficult from, not being objectified. And they're like, well, you're an Asian woman. You were
Mm,
objectified all the time. I'm like, yeah, it was so great, guys.
it was
But
great.
so now, now that we're older and we're like, oh, Ali Wong has told us that Asian men are sexy. Like, we're gonna objectify you folding laundry.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And if it makes you feel any better, I would objectify any man.
Yeah. Don't take it personally.
Yeah, equal opportunity.
Equal
I mean,
opportunity.
everybody
Any
has,
man.
has a
Yeah.
chance. Yeah, yeah.
So I heard through the grapevine that there is an Only KADs calendar coming out. Is that
Oh,
in the
well,
works?
Well,
she is teasing it, April. She's already putting in teasers.
Jen and I are both, and Claire, I think you would be qualified to peruse some photos to approve, to make the
I
final cut.
volunteer as tribute. Yes, I will do
Yes,
that. I will
yes.
donate my time.
And if we wanted to really make a big deal about it at KAAN next year, I'm just saying, take some pictures around the hotel
Oh,
I
with
think it
with the
could
Denver
be.
skyline and the
with the
mountains.
Denver skyline,
Yes, I'm just saying if people are in buffalo plaid with the skyline in the background, it could be great.
Folding some laundry,
Folding some laundry.
Absolutely.
Not even kidding.
make,
Fixing a
making
drink, making a
ooh
sandwich.
making breakfast, some
Oh,
scrambled
are
eggs
you
over
kidding?
a fire
Ha.
with the Denver,
Now you're talking.
mountains.
Now
Now,
you're
listen,
talking.
But no socks or
it's
shoes. You got to show your feet.
Yes.
You show you some feet, right?
Claire has just offered her
okay.
bottom line. Claire has put it out there.
Hey,
We're on a roll now.
clearly, Claire has her priorities in
Well,
order.
Mhm.
I thought about this clearly for a while, so I'm prepared.
All leading up to recording today, Claire's like, how do I work this in? How do I work this in? Seriously, I'm just gonna throw it in there.
when is the calendar going to be released?
Oh, you
How
have
many
no
feet
idea.
can be in the calendar? Stay tuned, audience. Stay tuned. We'll have details.
We make
But if-
zero promises, though. Zero promises.
But I mean, while we're here, if you want to submit a photo, send it to the email.
Well, I want to talk about, okay, so I want to talk about this topic of, you know, maybe objectualizing Asian men, Korean men. Where are we with dating CADs as CADs? Like, what are we thinking? Is it good, bad, in between? Like, will we do it? Have we done it? Are we doing it? And like, I know this topic is a hot topic because there is talks of having a CAD only dating app, which I think is genius. I love that. But I would like to maybe add in not just dating, like romantic relationships, but also just friendships. Like, I'm always down to meet someone, and if we're in the same area, if we have the same interests, yeah, like that's something I'm open to. But what are your thoughts on dating cats?
I think the community is real small. So it's a little bit like we're all in college together. I mean, the community is small anyway. There's 200,000 of us. But the folks who are, when you break it down by language barrier, and then you break it down by people who are like actually involved in the community, it's small. It's one of the reasons that my business model is with Korean Adoptees because it makes me feel a little safer that I am always 1 degree of separation from pretty much everybody. So it feels really safe and cozy. And it also feels a little bit like, am I dating someone in my apartment building who I am going to see at every conference and every, meetup? So I think it's both and, as so much of life is.
Yeah, I think it's one of those where I think if you talk to anybody, any CAD that like are kind of like our ages that maybe came into consciousness or out of the fog later in life or didn't go to Korean camps, right? Like people talk about like, oh, I went to Korean camp or I did this and that. And like, I never did that. You know what I'm saying? Like those are never a thing. I didn't meet my first other Korean adoptee until like 4 years ago, like
Mm.
legitimately, right? And so like I think we all wish it kind of would have been an option. Do you know what I'm saying? Like oh, that it would have been cool if there were like, other people that were like me just to grow up with, let alone potentially
Mm.
even date or have a romantic interest in. and stuff like that. But like Jenna said, like now, like we're in these communities, and it's like, oh, they're really cute, they're really nice. But if something does happen and something goes bad or wrong or things go sideways, like what are the potential fallout for that? You know what I'm saying? Because let's be honest, whenever there's any type of relationship and people separate or break up or whatever, then like everybody else is kind of like having to choose sides, which can get really messy, especially in a community that is very small already, and you don't want to have to like, like, well, I guess we'll take genocide, even though I'm not gonna see those people, but I'm gonna go see him at con, or I'm gonna see him at this,
Obviously, you should take my side.
obviously. But it's just, yeah, I don't know. It is an interesting exercise of the mind for sure to like.
On the other hand, I do know several CAD couples who have gotten together like as like a second chance, divorce, come into consciousness, find each other. It is a way to meet. And I don't think it is the be all end all. Like we're not together because we're both Korean adopted. It's just the way, it's the entree in, it's the meet cute, right? And so one interesting thing is I met she shall remain nameless, but I met a woman my age who was visiting Korea and her first marriage, his second, and they're both CADs. And I was like kind of fawning over her, like, wow, you're so lucky that you found, because I'm picturing them like talking about feelings and emotions and identity and like embracing each other and holding each other emotionally because of this shared thing that they have. And she kind of looked at me and said, well, it doesn't mean that we're in the same point of the journey and that he wants to talk about it.
Yeah.
It's like fair, very fair, right? So I think that it is a great way to meet people who have a common thing. Then another really nice thing about the CAD community is, and I think the reason that folks like us get along so well is that we are all also in a similar place of work, doing the work,
Mm.
right? And so it isn't just that we have this thing that we share, but it's also, and have similar 12-year-old boy humor, but also that we are, we want to talk about some of the deep stuff. We are all middle age, we've all been through some stuff. And so we're at a similar point in life as well. So all of that, it does kind of set a nice groundwork for a good relationship as long as you understand all of each other's shared traumas in a supportive way. And that takes a heck of a lot of work. So I don't want to get too heavy here because, it is also about all of y'all are real good looking too. So
Yeah, you guys aren't ugly. That's the truth. I mean, it's it's a fact. we're,
April's
we're
speechless. We're so good looking, she's
I'm trying.
speechless.
Well, I'm trying to not be too crude here because I forget sometimes that like other people are going to hear this, but we're not a bad looking bunch. If you take a look back at some of our photos together, even if you look at like our group of people, like we're pretty.
We are. We age real well. We're
I'm going to be
pretty.
conceited. We're pretty.
I agree. Every time I get on a Zoom with other CADs, I'm like, I'm just straight up fangirling. Like everyone, like the guys, the girls, everyone. I'm just like, we're so beautiful. And the fact that like we are not the typical Korean looking Koreans, like we have different physical features. Let's face it,
Mm-hmm.
because growing up in other countries, I don't know if it's like the food we eat, the way we live our lifestyles, but also maybe language, like the way that our tongue is forming the sounds that we use is different from Korean language.
Mm-hmm.
The faces are different. And so I don't think we're almost like a different subcategory of Koreans, like as far as like the way we look. But I think we're
Mm-hmm.
all beautiful people. Yeah.
Well, that kind of like I was thinking earlier this week about culture and like the struggle I had brought it up in one of our calls about like how much pride do you have in Korean culture, but like even how much pride do you have in American culture. But really, realistically, if we're being honest, like the CAD community has become our culture, right?
Absolutely.
The history of other CADs that have come before us that are a little bit older, like that first wave, and them, going through their own struggles, and then that evolving into, you know, multiracial, CADs that were adopted because of, the camps that are around the military bases, and then like another wave of, adoptees coming through, unfortunately, coercion and things like that. But that's kind of like the CAD community has, at least for me, really become my culture per se, right? Our own way of discovering food, like I don't, there's not too many of us that can actually cook like legitimately Korean, you know what I'm saying? But we like make up our own shit as we go along and like, well, look, I made this steak and I had a gochujang and therefore it's Korean, like it's like just we make up stuff as we go, but like even our own language, like some of us knows parts of the language, some of us know none of the language, some of us took like one class and failed miserably at it, but it's all just
Right?
part of the culture. That's all part of like, what it means to be a cat. And so we've really developed our own culture and our own sense of that.
It's true. Even meetups all around the world are we meet for Korean barbecue, maybe we get some drinks at a different location, and then we go to Noribang.
I was gonna say,
And I try to explain this to my non-adopted friends, and I didn't realize it was a thing until I was explaining it to them, to the point where when I am in Seoul, like I live in Korea with other Korean adoptees who live here, I have to say to them, guys, we don't have to get Korean barbecue. Like it's not a novelty for us anymore. Like we can get it any damn time we want for super cheap and super good. But it never fails. We put out a survey. We've got great intentions. Should we get tacos, oysters, Indian food? Like we
ooh,
live in a city.
oysters.
Like we all nope. Everybody always votes for Korean barbecue. I say, okay, we're going to get, but it is. It's part of the thing that we do, and we love it every time, even when we try to break out of it. So then we're all at these conferences or these meetups, and we're vulnerable, and we're feeling squishy, and we're feeling, so loved, and like I said before, emotionally held. And that guy over there is damn attractive. What do you and we're what are you supposed to do? Are you
Yeah.
supposed to not kiss their face? I mean, I guess.
Well,
Right? So I think these things just happen.
I think it also creates that, like, I think you mentioned this earlier, that summer camp mentality where it's just like, oh, summer lovin' to touch back on Greece,
Yeah.
you know?
Yes, absolutely. And everybody does revert. Like everybody does revert back
Yeah.
to like didn't get to date a Korean person, only
Mm-hmm.
had white folks around. Not to say that white folks can't be good looking, but like, wow, now I'm 16 again and we're in a foreign country or we're on this motherland tour or we're at a conference. I just think it happens.
I feel like there's also this layer that is stripped away just from being in a CAD space where you don't have to explain your existence much. Like, you can just be a person. Um, because everybody here already gets that part. Like, we have the backstory. Now it's just a matter of like, all right, well, what do you like to do for fun? Whereas with traditional dating for me, it's always, especially because I have this accent, like, what is this about and how? So you spend like the first half of the evening just explaining who you are instead of like actually get to know somebody. And I tell you right now, I'm tired.
I
I'm
feel you.
tired.
Well,
I feel you.
yeah,
Yes.
it's that idea where like you don't have to explain what, like you said, why are you here, right?
Yeah.
So like in any other circumstance in most Korean adoptees' lives, we kind of have to explain why we're this Asian child, Asian teenager with this white family, or how did we end up where we are? Like there's this layer of like why are you here? Like, why
Hmm.
are you in this small West Virginia town? Why are you in this small Pennsylvania town? Like, you are an anomaly, so you now have to explain why. When
Hmm.
you go to conferences, you don't have to explain why. Everybody knows why. Like, I'm
Yeah.
here because I was taken from, my home country and plopped in the middle of nowhere and, had to figure shit out. Like, nobody has to explain that. Nobody asks, why are you here?
Yeah.
We're all here because we're all went through the similar things, you know. And that is very freeing, very disarming, and very, just makes you vulnerable.
The other thing about these conferences and these trips and or retreats is that there's also an inherent, we also came here very intentionally,
Mm-hmm.
and we expect you to come up to us and be open and welcoming and introduce yourself. I mean, that doesn't necessarily happen at a bar or,
True.
if you go on a meetup for a hike or something. And so it also create this is a very safe place. So there's just all these factors leading into. So before we hit record, Claire was saying IKAA, which stands for what? The International Korean Adoptee Association. It's
Association?
That's
something,
close enough.
something,
Yeah.
something
They can sue us if they
international
want.
with Korean adoptees. And
They
the
won't.
conference happens every 3 years in Seoul, from what I understand. So the next one is coming up supposedly in the fall of 2026. And I have heard some stories, y'all,
Mm-hmm.
to use a Southern April term. I have heard I have heard some stories.
They're
I mean,
so
my
seedy.
imagination is going wild. Like,
Well,
are there like orgies or what is happening?
yes.
Oh shit!
I'm just saying I have heard
Not
stories.
not
Get your
officially.
feet ready.
Yeah, I
This is
don't
all
think that's on their
hearsay.
website. It's not something that they
No,
advertise.
it's
Yeah,
not
it's not.
not a session. It's not a
Yeah,
formal
there's
session.
there's not
No.
like something you sign up for. Like, yes,
Mm-mm.
I'll take that.
No.
Okay.
It's not even like an
Is that
evening
is that an extra package that
that
I can
no.
order?
No, I mean,
But
Is
I
it
have
an
heard
adoptee
tale.
only event though? Is it like one of those, or can like the
oh, actually, that's a great question. I don't know because
partners and friends
I'm
come?
sure it's probably similar to Con, where like
I
probably
don't know.
non-adoptees and Constellation people
Mm.
can participate in some things, but not in all things.
I
And
thought you were asking if
it's
the
just
orgy was adoptees only. That I don't know, Claire. I think, yeah, if you're if
I was Jenna, but I let Nathan just keep talking.
and then Nate took it to a serious route. Cat Dad always bringing us back to earth.
Thank you,
bringing us
Cat
back to
Dad.
But
Oh, how did we get
I
here?
think it's so natural for these things to happen. I mean, we're human, we're human.
Well, yeah, I have heard stories of like the drama. So if you don't want to be involved, but you want to be informed, you sit at the bar, the lobby bar, the hotel bar, and you just wait. Because eventually someone will be approaching someone else. Like, what do you mean? Because you were supposed to, but we, and then they, and like it's always supposedly the same group of people, or like a circle of people.
So
April's
who's
got
going this fall?
people sounds crazy, by the way.
I kind of want to go just for that. Like, not that I'm
Yeah.
not interested in the sessions, but like, I think I just want to park my ass at the bar and just be like, all right, so we'll call her Susan. And then start triangulating and then come back to the group. All right, guys, listen, we got a big one going on.
There for sure are cliques. It cracks me up because there are cliques. There's people who kind of everybody in the community, people who are involved sort of like know who certain people are, and it cracks me up. So yeah, we could be the real, not housewives, the real, what could we be? The real something of the Korean adoptees. I don't know, but community is way too small. It just is.
It
Will
is
there
pretty small.
be like testing done, like DNA testing, STD testing? Like what?
Claire's like, I don't want to sleep with my cousin.
Or my brother? Hello. I mean, a cousin? No.
Wow.
I like how Claire has really put some thoughtful thought into
Claire, I love this side of you.
This is the real reason why Claire goes off to like Vietnam and like other countries to sit on the beach, and this is what she meditates about. This is
Oh,
this is
okay.
really
Yeah.
what she's
These are
meditating
details.
about.
These are the details we have to think about. I mean, I know someone who went and got a DNA, like married a CAD and had to get a DNA test. I mean, you
Yeah.
just something to think about.
Yeah.
It definitely was a fear of mine for a minute. Like, when I was younger, but now I feel like everybody's in a database, so the chances are pretty slim, or at least you think everybody's in a database. But yeah, when I was younger, it was definitely like, okay, so if I would meet another person and they happen to be an adoptee, like, of course I never did. It was never a problem. Like, I don't know why I was.
So
In
is that
West
like a
Virginia, you
And
weren't
when,
running into
like,
adoptees. Okay.
yeah.
I mean, there were other adoptees, but we all kind of grew up together because we were all the same age. Like, it's like most stories, one person adopts one, and then they tell all of
Mm.
the other women in town, and then they all go sign up to get one too. So, oh God, was that too harsh? Should I take that out?
Yes, but I don't know that there's testing, Claire, to answer your question.
So wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. So for those that I know in this group who have dated other CADs, you end up telling on yourselves, but is one of the qualifying questions what DNA databases that you've submitted on? Because then like
Oh,
you could like then be like, oh well, I was on 23andMe. Were you? Yes. Okay. Well, clearly you didn't pop up as a relative, so we're good. So is that like a clarifying question? Like, is that like a serious thing? Because like I've never dated a
I
cat,
think
so
it's I think
is
it's a
that like a
somewhat
thing?
serious thing. Wouldn't you say, Claire? I mean, it's something that you think about. I mean, the reason
It,
I
yeah,
am
you
not
should.
currently thinking about it is only because I've met both sides of my family now, and I have a handle on, I believe, all of my cousins. Although I did find out 3 years into this journey recently that I have a 43-year-old-ish male cousin out there somewhere who
Is
was
it
also
Nate?
relinquished for yeah, Nate. Well, but I don't know. My aunt's memory was a little bit unclear. So
Mm.
maybe Nate. And so it was so funny as a sidebar. I put out on some of the Facebook groups like a beautiful picture of food with the ocean in the background with my lovely story of meeting my family, blah, blah, blah. And guess what? I have a cousin. And it was all women who responded, "Oh my God, that's so beautiful. I hope you find your family, la, la, la." And so, friend of the pod said to me, you're trying to find a 43-year-old dude. You are never going to find him like that. Post a picture of yourself in a bathing suit on the beach seeking 43-year-old man. Maybe he will notice and read your post. He's not going to read a food picture post. And I was like, "Oh, that's so accurate." So anyway, if you're 43 and listening to this and you were adopted in from Chola, Mokpo, the southwest corner of the country, maybe I'm your cousin. We should not date.
Wow, wow.
Moral of
Or at
that story.
least, yeah, like do a DNA test with a similar DNA data bank to make sure to rule it out. Anyways,
Let's face it, he's probably a good-looking guy, right? I mean,
yeah.
but
yeah,
I
I think
mean, like, well, and I'll play CAD dad for a moment. There are some people out there that do not have good intentions.
yes,
Just
Yes.
saying.
that is
Like
true. We
there are
yes.
Mm-hmm.
some look, just because they're a CAD, just because they're in this community, does not make them necessarily the best individual. And so I would be very wary being at these conferences, letting my guard down completely in those situations because you really don't know.
Mm-hmm.
People are humans. We've just said that 1,000 times, right? We're humans. We're humans. We're humans, and some humans suck. Some humans are really
Mm.
terrible individuals. And
True.
so, just something to keep in mind for those that are wanting to explore this realm of dating. Like, there are just as many predators probably in the CAD community as there are
Mm-hmm.
in the regular community statistically. So, just,
And this
safeguard
is
yourself.
how Cat Dad got his name.
Yeah, exactly.
You're just looking out for all of us. You're very protective. I love that about you.
Claire
And
wants us to get tested. Cat Dad wants us to just make sure.
Listen, just
It's a
saying.
very safe place.
Hmm.
well, and also if you don't subscribe to people are shitty or can be shitty, at least acknowledge that the trauma that a lot of us experience or the abandonment issues that a lot of us carry with us can cause us to be toxic in relationships depending on where we are in our
Mhm.
healing journey. So be advised.
I
Yeah,
think
that,
that's the number one thing that people think about when it's not really the, are you going to shit where you eat?
Hmm.
It's if you're aware enough, oh, is my trauma going to trigger your trauma? And then we're
Right,
both going to be avoidant. And then this is over before it even begins because
right.
we just are not aware of our crap.
Hmm.
And that is so real. That is so real.
Absolutely. I think that's what, I mean, that would be my, okay, so just like total transparency, yes, I've dated a CAD, and that was like the first, I guess, like the honeymoon phase. It's like not trauma bonding, but you find someone who totally gets you, that sees you, understands you, and really validates you. And where like I've never had a partner before do that. And I really felt like this was someone who was just on my side. Like they are cheering for me. They're like, they're like, Team Claire, right? And so, like, I've had some partners just like treat me really shitty and not understand that, anything to do with adoption trauma or where I was coming from. So there was that. But, once you get through that, and like to your point, Jenna, we all have some things that trigger other people. And we tend to, like, I've been studying relationships, we tend to find people or partners or people we attract the people that are going to trigger us the most. And so that's what I feel is beautiful about relationships, because boom, you see all the places where you're not healed. You see all the places where you're like, fuck, I thought that this had been resolved and healed like 10 years ago, 20 years ago, but boom, here it is again. And it's so
Yeah.
fast. It's so fast.
This is what
So
I love about Claire is that she can say things like, and you always will find the person who triggers you the most, which is what I love about relationships.
I'm like
That's
a sucker for
that's
punishment. I don't know what.
that's the beautiful thing about people is that we're just gonna kick the crap out of each other emotionally.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, no, but
It's like,
it is true. And I heard from a fellow CADS therapist who told me, and gosh, I love therapy so much. She was just saying, like her therapist, their couples therapist said, you shouldn't pick someone who you feel immediately comfortable with. It means they're not challenging you. They just remind you of your family, who, let's face it, like that's probably not a great thing necessarily. If you feel too comfortable, there's maybe something to be thinking about. But I also think that to flip on its head, I'm going to speak for myself here, but maybe some of y'all can relate to this. Sometimes when it does feel too easy, or if someone is putting us first, it feels like warning signs because we're so used to being with attracting people who we want to fix. Or if it's not hard work, then it might not be real. Because if we admit that we can be with someone who is putting us first and that we don't have to work on them, that means that we have to admit to ourselves that we are worthy of love.
mm.
It's a trap.
It's
Run, Jenna,
and
run.
It's a trap.
am I worthy of, and this is where I break into my southern accent. Am I worthy of love? I just don't know. Am I? It's gonna happen once a podcast. I can't help it. I listen to April enough, and I just want to talk like Bobby Hill. I just want to do it.
Can you just say the word barren in a southern accent, Jenna?
Like, I can do it in highbrow Louisiana, or I can do it in Bobby Hill and say barren. It's
Yes.
the only accent I can. I can't do it.
Oh my God,
Barren.
thank you.
How does April say barren? Now she's like, how
Oh
do
God,
I
how
say
does Baron?
Baron.
Fuck you,
Baron.
bitches. Baron, Baron, Baron.
Oh, yes,
And
yes.
can we do a whole episode where we all do a southern accent and April can try to do a
God.
Yankee accent?
Listen, I know people would watch you guys trying to get me to speak Korean with this accent because I tried to say Shabal one time and I still can't say it. I know it's awful. I know.
Shibal.
안녕하세요.
on yourself. I can say that, kind of.
I don't know how you do that in a southern accent. I'm dying.
Kamsahamnida, y'all.
Kamsahamnida. It's gonna
And
be
I'm dead.
terrible. It's gonna
I'm
be
dead.
terrible.
Ooh. We're going off script, guys. We're going off script.
I was
Let's
gonna say,
Just
pull it back.
I have a script. There's no
April.
script to go off of because there's no script here.
April, what do you
Change the
think about
podcast
cats
unscripted.
dating other cats? I feel like we're all, what do you think?
I think it can go one way or the other, but it just depends on how you approach it. I think if you're both in the more like traumatized space, then it could be really messy because you're not going to have the self-awareness yet to like acknowledge that you're attracting the wrong thing and not ready to work together. But if you're intentional and you're working on yourself and in your healing journey, which I feel like a lot of CADs are if they're going to these sessions, especially if they've gone to like one or two already conferences, it's just kind of hard to avoid it, I would imagine. But I think it definitely gives people a step up in communication and understanding themselves and how they approach relationships and how they navigate their own trauma, and also how to communicate with somebody else, and understand your own worth, because I think sometimes that can be a detriment. If you don't feel worthy in a relationship, then you put yourself in a people-pleasing kind of position. And even if you have the best partner, it's going to be really easy for them to continue to allow you to people-please them, because why wouldn't they? And then that kind of turns into its own like toxic cycle, I think. So I think it'd be cool.
It could be cool.
Yeah. I've definitely seen some situations where I'm like, oh, so that's how relationships are supposed to be. Oh, okay.
That's real.
Like that is cool. Like they actually communicate with each other, and they, not to use like the soft terms that are overused, but there's really no other way to put it, but they hold space for one another. They still have their imperfect moments. It's not that it's all perfect. It's that they have them, but they can still kind of come together and like get over that. And one thing that nobody mentioned about being in the CAD community, that if you're lucky enough to have friends who are on both sides, then they can talk to both of you in your imperfect moments and be like, stop being an idiot and get over yourself, because you guys really like each other. You just don't want to admit it yet.
In their defense, if you admit it and get rejected and then spiral down a hellhole of emotional like unsafety,
And there is that.
that
Absolutely.
who would want to risk that, April?
Well, nobody wants to. Nobody wants to. But again, one benefit of, I think dating in the CAD community is that you do kind of have that school network, like middle school, high school network of friends that can go in between and be like, he does like you or she likes you, and all of these things, and it just kind of works out, like, because I think at the heart of it, at least from what I've seen, these are very deserving people who have earned the right, if that even is a thing, to have happy, healthy relationships and people who like genuinely care about them and who want to be good to them for no other reason than the fact that they just want to. Because I think a lot of us have experienced moments where we feel like people want to be in our presence because they see something that they want to take, and then it leaves us feeling like Capri Suns that have been passed around the pool too long. It's very hopeful, I guess, for me, from what I have seen. I don't know personally that will necessarily be my experience, but I'm not saying that it won't be. Um, I'm very aware now, as I'm kind of adjusting to like a large following on Instagram. Is it going to be weird Now, when I do meet somebody, are they going to be like, oh, so, because even at this last conference, people kind of in the CAD space were like, oh, you're the Southern CAD. I was like, oh, I didn't know people knew me. Like, this is weird. um, so I don't know. I think some of the guys on in that position probably dig it because, they had a different experience with dating than some of us did as females. But like, for me, it's just like a Danger Will Robinson. Now there's just a bunch of red flags I'm going to have to dodge because, you just want to be here because girl has a lot of followers kind of shit.
I think that's really difficult to navigate, and I have seen it. I've actually heard of this as a thing, April, where, and I've kind of experienced it, where you meet someone and they stalk you on social media, right? And then they find out, because everything we post on social media is always the truth, right? And that's like it's like all of me, right? So they find out this idea of who they think you are based on what you've been posting about, who you are on social media, which could be totally transparent, but it could just be like for some, the highlight reel. And so they build you up, they put you on this pedestal, and it's like they fall in love with this idea of who they think you are. And that's like a slippery slope, I think, when you enter into a relationship where they are basing your identity, who they think you are, maybe on like a complete like smokescreen. Like I don't know what would happen, but I think that what I experienced when that did happen, they came to me, they're like, oh my God, you're amazing because blah 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 blah, whatever they thought about me. And I felt so unseen because I'm like, no, but I'm here, right? And like
Mm-hmm.
this is me here. And that's not really all of me. So I felt a certain way. So I kind of like just resonate with what you said.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it would be problematic if someone came to you and you were dating and they were like just like wanting to date you or just attracted just based on social media.
Mm-hmm.
But you're so much more, right? And we all are so much
Yeah.
more.
Also, I'm not always like you guys see the best of me on camera. You know what I mean? Like even I, as vulnerable and as honest as I try to be on there, like that's not the best of me. I'll never forget one time I was dating somebody. He's like, "You're just not fun anymore." It's just like,
Oh.
"Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm kind of going through a depressive moment right now and in a crisis, like self with myself. But sorry, I can't be fun time girl for you and entertaining. That's just very, I don't know if that's the perception I think I give off a lot of times because I'm a little eclectic and eccentric with my presentation into the world. I will admit that. Nate, what are you thinking right now?
Oh no, I just remember seeing you in the airport with your fan on and like your suitcase just sprinting down the terminal, and I'm like, was that April? And like because like you just stuck out. Like I was just like, oh, I know her. Like that's clearly somebody that I know. Like I've seen her. Like you were just in the best of ways you just stuck out. I was like, oh, that's April. Like that, and so like you know easy to spot in the crowd. Um,
Good to
Actually, I
know.
want to kind of touch on something you kind of like you mentioned in passing about like guys and like we probably love it because we didn't get attention. And honestly, like I'll similar to you, like when I went to con and like I would have people come up to me that I like I'm not great with like names, but I'm pretty good with faces. So like I would recognize people, but I wouldn't necessarily know their names or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But like they would be like, "Oh yeah, I was on a call with you," or like this and this, and I was just like, oh, like you know who I am. I'm sorry, I don't know who you are, type of thing. And it is weird and like and honestly and I'll speak for myself. I won't speak for all guys, but like for me as somebody who went a long time without really being seen or being like kind of like the center of attention, especially like in like elementary, like middle and high school. It was just it's actually kind of a weird shock and like I
Mm-hmm.
have like the opposite of like no, I'm gonna retreat a little bit. Like I don't want to be out here on this ledge. Like, let me retreat. Like, because it's just kind of like, no, this isn't. It doesn't feel natural because it's something that's never happened. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just it's weird. It's weird. It's awkward. It's it is very much the like what's it called when you feel like you're faking it or
Imposter
Imposter.
syndrome.
yeah, imposter syndrome. It's very much imposter syndrome. You know what I'm saying? And it's weird because like the more I even put myself out there, the more the imposter syndrome grows because it's kind of like am I really the one that's supposed to be doing this? Like should I be the one doing this? Like I feel like there's definitely got to be more people qualified than me to be doing whatever it
Yeah,
is I'm
but you're the one who stepped up. You're the one who steps up to do it.
And there's only
yeah, but
one
it's
of
like
you,
let me
Nate.
find somebody else to do this. 'Cause I don't know
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
but
I should
nobody
be
else
doing
did.
this.
you
So,
actually do a really good job, though. I don't know if you realize that, but I mean, between your experience, I'm sure that does contribute a lot to it with your work experience. But I think a lot of it is also like intrinsic, with who you are as a person and your nature. But you're just really good at handling and managing personalities and things like that.
There's only one you. And so, I mean, yeah, you bring a lot. Don't doubt what you're bringing to the community and what people get. Even just holding space for someone, it makes them feel so good. And so keep doing it. But I also just want to say, to your point, Nate, what you said about like people knowing or thinking they know a piece of you, a side of you, or they know who you are, because you being out there in community, you have a podcast, what you're doing with the Zoom calls, and just your voice out there. It's weird. I'm not gonna lie. It's weird just having people say, I know so much about you. I'm like, oh, who are you? I don't know who you are. And like, like we bare our souls sometimes. Like just here in this on this podcast, like we're revealing a lot about who we are. And I know that we're all okay with that because we wouldn't be here talking about it if we weren't. And we kind of want people, well, I want people to know that I'm willing to be vulnerable with my story and with my imperfections and with my challenges and all the things that I've been through, I've, grown through. I think that brings out something in other people. So it's just strange though to hear people say, I know so much about you. And that's just a little bit creepy to me. I don't know. What do you think about that, Jenna? Do you ever feel that way?
I feel like I've been in multiple jobs now where I have just been out there. So it is weird at first, but you get used to it. And the tough part is that you do end up not even on purpose, but you do end up curating what you put out there because we do still want to have a private life and there are things that we don't want people to see, the ugly and the bad and the things that are imperfect, especially like Enneagram 3 must look perfect put together all the time and accomplished. And it's like it's a difficult thing. And somebody, I'm not going to give correct credit to who this was, I don't remember, was we were having this conversation because it was a lot of getting credit for, oh, you're so brave putting your story out there. And, it's a lot, you're being so vulnerable. And so whoever I was talking to, she said she had to really think about it. She was like, am I accepting credit for something that doesn't feel like I'm being brave for? And we just discussed how, of course, like what we put out there is something that we've processed. I mean, there are things that I will not touch publicly because I have not processed it myself. I mean, a really good example is, and I will say this and we will not talk about adoption, but I have not put out very much about meeting my birth mother. I met her at the end, but people will say, she's like really absent from your writing. Like, yeah, because I have not really processed that myself, just as an example. So, and that's not like an ugly thing. That's just a hard thing. So there's certainly things in my story I have not shared publicly and, keeping some things close to the chest about motherhood, relationships, like why my marriage ended. There's all kinds of things. And so I think it's a complicated thing because I also get taken aback sometimes like, wow, you know all this stuff about me. You're actually reading and like listening to what I put out there. So it's like we can't be surprised. That's so silly to be surprised and taken aback because we are putting it out there. But But because we are still people who have a lot of imposter syndrome just naturally, which by the way, you do want to have a little bit. Like nobody wants to hang out with the person who's like, I deserve to be in the spotlight. I deserve to have people coming. Like that's not a cool person. So it's like all these balances of we know we put it out there, we still feel like it's not us who should be putting it out there, even though we are the ones who are doing it. We feel weird when we're recognized, even though we're the ones who want to have the followers to get our message out there and for self-healing, whatever it is. And so all of this is just a lot of both and it's just balancing it, taking steps back when we need to, not having to feel like we have to be the authority, knowing that other people, like every time April and Claire make a reel, I'm like, thank goodness, because now I can just share it. They said the thing. Making
Repost
reels
that.
is so time consuming. Like if April
Repost
could
that,
just make
man.
my introduction to National Adoptee Awareness Month for me. This
I
is
gotta do
Jenna.
that. You haven't done yours yet either?
No, I haven't
I
done it. And
Okay,
like
haven't.
good.
it's already almost, well, it's the third for me. You guys still have like another few hours.
3 hours, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I love that
I
we're
I
all
was thinking
slackers.
about that. Yeah, I was thinking about that today. I was like, oh, I should do it. And I'll be honest with you. Like I'm kind of dragging my feet because, well, and part of it is like what we're talking about is that I've already put so much of myself out there. It's like, do I really need or want to put another introduction out there? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're following me and you don't know who the hell I am now, like then I'm not sure why you're following me. You know what I'm saying? So like that's kind of like the weird pull. Like I might do the other quote unquote writing assignments, but
Mm.
like to like I don't know, reintroduce myself feels a little weird just because
And if
why
you
am I
have to do it
reintroducing
for you,
myself?
if you're not doing it for you, like
Yeah,
if you feel yourself doing it because you feel like you should, anything, that's
right,
anything that we do in this space. If you're doing it because you feel like you should, if you're doing it because you feel this anxiety of, I should be doing something. If you're not doing it for you, then you're not doing it for the right reasons anyway. I mean, I put
right.
out my writing because, and I'm constantly shocked when someone says they read my essay because, like, if you, I probably wouldn't read if you were writing stuff, I'd probably be like, okay, I don't have time. So when someone takes the
Oh,
time, my
that
stuff,
hurts. That hurts.
so much.
Wow, Jenna. Wow.
Listen,
Tell us how
this
you
is why I
really
record.
feel.
I will
Thank you.
listen. If you record what you're saying, I will listen to it. But like sitting down and so I'm like, wow. So, but I put it out there for me, and if somebody happens to get some benefit from it, it's like a bonus, right? So, Nate, don't worry about it. You have to put it. It has to be for you.
Yeah.
Now, this might be cheating, but technically, this episode could be our introduction since we've.
There you go.
Voila. This is fantastic. And it's gonna come out on the 5th or
It
whenever.
is.
It'll come out at some point, and yeah, we can just say intro to Nam.
I'll make us.
Mhm.
I'll make us a reel that I can tag everybody in, and if you, I can send it to you individually because I know Jenna's grid. I don't want to mess up her grid.
Listen, don't mess up my grid. I got an aesthetic. It's got certain orders.
Well, that and you have to like make sure you send it to the right Instagram or tag the right Instagram account.
Mayor
if
Jenna.
Right?
yeah, if
Right?
you tag the
Mayor
wrong one,
Jenna.
it's gonna go to a completely different population and not for its intended population. Like
I really only have 2 Instagrams. Okay, 2. It's just 2.
that you tell us about.
It's 2.
We have discussed opening a third for her.
Yeah. We oh yeah.
In full disclosure, I do have a third one, but I made it for when I was on Tinder and did not want to give my real Instagram accounts to people.
Is that where you post all your feet pics?
That's behind a paywall because
Go to
girls gotta eat.
www dot no
Mayor Jenna
yeah,
Feet
no.
Pits.
And
Actually,
some
it's
creepy guy.
.org. It's nonprofit. I'm just trying to get the message out there, guys. Trying to get the message out there.
Right now there's somebody in their mom's basement claiming that URL.
Mayor Jenna Feet Pits.org.
You know, somebody is like
Please.
foaming at the mouth, hoping that we're not lying or joking about this. But really, as Koreans, there's so many puns like soul and soul. Like people are really big into the soles of your feet. And I'm just saying. I'm I'm just saying, the marketing is there.
Buy that website now. Buy it. Buy the domain. So I think it's time for a group prompt. Something that either the listeners wanted to hear, or maybe it was one of the questions I think in our chat. I can't remember what it was. It had to do with food.
Oh,
And what was it?
favorite Korean food.
Favorite Korean food in bed? Was that the prompt?
Oh, I think we
Oh.
added the in bed part.
Okay.
That's the
Post-coital.
fortune cookie prompt. Yeah.
That was our segue. What's your face post-coital meal?
All right, Nate, you go first.
Well, my favorite Korean food, just in general, is kimchi. Just because you can literally just take that and just put it in anything, right? You add it to sandwiches, add it to eggs, add it to whatever, and it's just so versatile. And then like I've recently discovered, hot take, that I prefer radish kimchi
Yeah.
over cabbage kimchi.
Okay.
And I think I just like the consistency and the crunch, and like just because like there's some parts of the cabbage kimchi that's a little too like mushy and soft, and it's just but the radish kimchi seems to stay pretty well, and so that's my hot take, is that give me radish kimchi over cabbage kimchi any day.
You like the sliced or the cubes?
Cubes are fun. Like though the
He
slices
likes
are
it.
better for things like sandwiches and eggs and stuff like that. But if I'm just gonna sit there and eat some, then give me the cubes.
Yeah.
And do you remember when the first time you had Korean food was?
Oh, first time I had Korean food. Honestly, it was probably the first time I met a CAD, because we went to go get Korean food.
There you go.
We went to a local little Korean, and I'm sure it was probably a fusion style. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like pure Korean food, but yeah, that was probably the first time I really had it. Um, at least as an adult. Now, there's a story that my mom likes to tell, take it with a grain of salt, that she would take me to a Korean church in Ohio, or she took me to a Korean church in Ohio, and I ate so much kimchi that like I threw up. And so like that's what happened when I was little. So
Oh, I'm just picturing that vomit. Oh,
yeah,
kimchi
I guess it was
vomit.
pretty.
Oh,
Yes, it was pretty bad, but yes, as at least as an adult, yeah, it was only just a few years ago, realistically. So, what about you, Jenna? What's your favorite Korean food?
I was going to say, I'm confused about the question. We're talking about Korean food in bed. Okay. Um, I, the first time I had Korean food was at a Korean adoptee heritage camp. And so I was probably 12, and we're in the woods in the middle of New Jersey. So you can already imagine where this is going. And they're making mass-produced bulgogi. And it was so, I have a texture problem anyway. It was so chewy and bad. So I just told myself that I didn't like Korean food. And so the first time I really had it was a few years ago, probably 3 years ago. I went to Korean barbecue in the Philadelphia suburbs with some people, and I just like my heart sank because I was like, "Oh, look at that big slab of marinated meat. Like I'm not gonna like it." And then, all of the flavors and the bright notes and a little bit of acid and the spice and the garlic and wrapping it in crunchy lettuce, and I really like food. It was so tender and delicious. It just changed my whole world. And it was one of those, when I came to Korea, like, oh, so much of this makes sense. My mom was a good cook, but she was a chicken breast, side salad, broccoli kind of, cook. That's what we had. That was dinners. And it was good. But we're talking like having a side of spice, having a little bit of sour, having some crunch, all of the things, and just being loved by my Korean family and friends with food. Just like having all of that. So there really isn't anything that I don't love. I mean, I love all of it. The only thing that pains my Korean family is that I don't love Korean sashimi. I've had it fresh from the market, chopped up in front of me, sliced. You're supposed to dip it in a little bit of like, sesame oil or gochujang, and I can't do it. It's chewy. I can't do the live octopus moving around. It freaks me out. My family will go and fish out like little shellfish, like actual like snails, whatever they are, and and they're just like it's a delicacy, and they're so excited, and they're Taya, have some food. They can tell they're so excited to give this to me, and I just sit there like an American, like, oh, 죄송합니다. Like I can't fish 없어요. Can't do it. Um, but I'm an Italian hoagie kind of gal myself, so that's one thing I can't get over here in Korea. It's very sad, but Korea makes up for it though.
I actually am really here for the side dishes. A good panchan is like where my heart is. I think that was something growing up I didn't realize that I was missing in life because I've always been that type of person who liked a little bit of everything. I just like a taste of something. And I like a nice round plate of flavors, like you said, Jenna, the sweet, the sour, the crunchy, all the textures. So yeah, that's probably my favorite part about Korean food. And then a good japchae or jjajangmyeon, a noodle dish, essentially.
I'm with you with the noodles.
Hmm.
I don't know if it's actually the taste of the noodles, me eating the noodles, but I don't know. This
Right?
might be weird, but I get off on watching people eat food. And it's like when I see like a guy with a bowl of noodles just going to
Okay.
town and they do it in this way that I
Oh,
can't do it. I don't know how to do that, but it's like they slurp it up in one and it's that one noodle is just all gone. It's like I'm just like mesmerized, and I'm like I love that. And the other thing I love is meat. Like I love the barbecue, all kinds of meat. It's
Yes.
pork or beef or chicken or whatever it is, seafood. And the craziest thing is I was vegetarian. I went vegetarian for like 3 years and I did not eat any meat. And my daughter gave me so much shit for it because I would always like laugh at vegetarians. I was like, I'll never be vegetarian. And then the day that I was vegetarian, well, not that day, but we went out to have Korean barbecue one day and I didn't eat meat. And I just sat there and I always thought I was gonna be all sad and everything, but I was so happy just watching everyone eat the meat. I was like, I'm good. I can just not eat meat and watch you eat meat. And there was something so satisfying about that.
There. Talk about low hanging fruit. I don't know how we
Nate's
can't let
fighting
this
for
go. We can't
Nate's
let this go.
he's
Okay,
fighting
all
for
right,
his
go,
life.
Jenna.
So, if y'all are interested, if anyone out there, Claire is beautiful inside and out, and she is interested in watching you eat noodles without socks on. What was the other thing? Eating
Slurp
meat,
those noodles,
Slurping the
baby.
noodles.
wearing
Yeah.
wearing buffalo plaid. That might be me. I don't know if that's
That was
Claire's
you,
thing.
Jenna. That was
You're
Oh,
the
that was
I
buffalo
my thing.
plaid.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's my thing.
It's
I
going on
love
my
it.
Tinder profile. Must
Listen,
slurp
people
noodles.
want to know what you're into. There's no judgment. Everyone's into something.
You know, I bet you can tell a lot about a man while he's slurping a noodle.
Mhm. There are skills there.
I hadn't thought about that, April, but
Trans-
thank you.
on a
Thank
resume,
you.
on
Thank
a
you.
resume, it would be called transferable skills. I'm just saying. Nate, you knew what this was.
Oh,
Don't try to
no.
pretend like you're appalled. You knew what was happening.
You knew who you were signing up with.
You knew.
Oh my God, it's
Let me
my
get these 3
12
women
year old.
together on a podcast. That's a good idea.
He's just shaking his head.
Well, on that note, is there anything else we'd like to discuss?
No, I think that was great. I'm excited to hear what other people want to hear us talk about. I think we do need to talk. As you can tell, just give us some quarters and we'll just keep talking. So just give us a good prompt, people.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like definitely shoot us an email at onlykadspod@gmail.com. I'm sure April will put that somewhere in a graphic or somewhere, But yeah, shoot us an email. That way, we have we'll have plenty to talk about. Like Jenna said, give us a quarter and we'll start going. So
Thanks for watching another episode of Only KADs the Podcast. We'll be bringing you a new episode the first Wednesday of every month. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, and all of your favorite streaming services.